Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Well. Today I'm going to be taking one verse from the book of Nahum, which is one of our little books with a big message. So I'm reading from Nahum chapter 1 verse 14 and I'm reading from the NIV version. The Lord has given a command concerning you, Nineveh. You will have no descendants to bear your name. I will destroy the carved images and cast idols that are in the temple of your gods. I will prepare your grave, for you are vile. So this is a message from God for the Assyrians who are living in the city of Nineveh. And it's delivered by Nahum, and he doesn't hold back, does he? He prophesies that the Assyrian line will become extinct as God prepares the grave for these vile people. And the Assyrian people were living in ways that went against God's ways. They turned their back on God. And there's multiple ways throughout the book of Nahum that are listed that grieved God. But here in verse 14, Nahum refers particularly to the carved images and cast idols that are in the temple of their gods. And the idols that Nahum is talking about are likely to be statues and images or carvings, all made to be worshipped in the images of multiple gods on show in the temple. And historical biblical records show that the Assyrians were quick to destroy idols in other nations when they went in and they conquered them. Picture records show the Assyrians cutting up the images or the deities and carrying away the pieces. But the Assyrians in Nineveh had cast their own idols and their own images were carved. They had their own gods and they worshipped them. And the Assyrians are being assured here of shameful punishment and destruction for all those who've been involved in the sin of worshipping others. God does not approve of the idols of Nineveh. He will destroy them. In Deuteronomy, where the 10 Commandments are given, God is clear that he is to be first and he is the only one who should be worshipped. So what relevance does this verse here in Nahum have for our lives today? When in ancient times idolatry would have looked like bowing down to worship a statue or an image, modern day idols look different. It can be more like getting our identity from our job or staring at technology all day long. Anything that becomes more important to us than God can become an idol. Idolatry might look different today, but it is certainly all around us. So perhaps we can say that we don't have statues, images or idols and the such in our homes or in our lives now, but perhaps we need to think more widely about idols, because God definitely wants us to put him first, and there are certainly still things that can get in the way and stop us from putting God first in our lives today. So idols are things that we prioritise over our relationship with God. They might be things that we turn to for fulfilment, for happiness, for our identity, for joy, rather than turning to God. And idols can often start out as wholesome, positive things or positive interests like hobbies or favourite pastimes, even helping other people. But it's if these things start to take priority over God, then something positive can become something really damaging to our relationship with God. Anything or anyone can become an idol if we place the value of that thing or that person above our value for God. So are there things that you enjoy doing that absorb you or take over, have priority in your mind, in your time, in your life, in your hearts? Are there people that you follow avidly on social media or that you look up to and you aspire to in an unhealthy way? Do you spend all your time on your phone? Is it like a lifeline to you? Can you cope with putting it down? Is money or social status a priority for you? The thing that motivates you? Yes, we all need to earn a living, but are all your hopes and dreams tied up in money? Do you put more trust in money than in God? None of these things are necessarily bad things. It's if we start to place too high a value on them, if they start to fill our thoughts and our time and push God out, become the ultimate thing. Idolatry can push God out of our lives, and it can happen actually without us even realising. So why not take time to pause and evaluate today? Just check that you haven't allowed anything or anyone to become an idol in your life. To take heed of the warning Nahum gives. A few questions that might help you reflect today. Where do I spend my time? Where do I spend my money? Where do I get my joy? What is always on my mind? So I bless you on this day to make sure that you are putting God first and foremost in your life. Bless you.